run that he had. No one's ever played more frames in the modern era to win it. Anyway, he's left a possible chance for Selby. And that's very crisply struck.
One.
Yeah, I like that shot from Mark. I like it a lot. He assessed the table there. He knew that there was no way that he could get to the black at any point. That's pretty much out of play. Had the nice angle on the blue to take a little bit of a calculated risk going into the pink. Just try and get one of the high-value colours in play, and he has done. He'd like the pink in turn to be available into at least one of the corner pockets as well. So the red to right corner might offer him a chance to then pop the pink into right middle. And in getting rid of this red, it opens the pink up to right corner. So just planning his route here, Mark Selby. Just trying to open this frame up as quickly as possible.
7.
Yeah, I think that's so much of it. I mean, it's true of most players, but certainly with Selby, it's mindset. If he's thinking positively and making decisions decisively, quickly, you know, he can play this attacking game as good as anyone. Sometimes, if he's not feeling so confident, he can go into his shell a bit. And we've seen matches where it's felt like he's been in control and has struggled to kill them off. But good signs so far, certainly today.
30.
When he was first-time world champion, so the 2014-15 season, he won 2 ranking titles. He won the German Masters and the China Open. So it was a pretty successful campaign because he's dealing with the pressure that Zhao Tong is now dealing with as world champion for the first time. Scrutiny on him. Seemed to handle it well. Although, of course, the curse got him eventually in Sheffield.
20. $21.
That was another really well-played positional shot. Didn't look much, but had to just navigate that cue ball and avoid the jaws of the middle. It was almost like a half shot that he's played. Stun run through. Back in prime position.
26. 27.
He's looking very focused. He knows he's got his hands full today with Zhao Tong. And it's always been one of his biggest strengths, hasn't it? His temperament and his intensity out there in the arena. At times it can get a little too much, but that's the way he plays the game. That's why he's so hard to beat. I mean, the one thing that just stands head and shoulders above everything for me with Mark Selby, of course, played him in round 1 of this tournament in the qualifiers back in Pons Forge. That was behind closed doors. There was nobody there watching, but the way he conducts himself in that environment, it's identical to how he conducts himself in this environment. And there isn't really not many players, particularly not many top players that I can think of that would do that. You know, they love playing in the arenas in front of the big crowds, not so much behind closed doors. Didn't bother Mark. But that shot will bother him.
Selby, 33.
So this feels like the first real scoring chance Zhao Tong's had in live play. He's had a couple of centuries so far. He played well yesterday against Zhao because, of course, he'd beaten Gary Wilson 6-0, but it was 6-1 to Zhao. So this is his first quarter-final since Sheffield in the spring. He was very poor against Jordan Brown in Belfast, but he did say that he was feeling really unwell. And to be fair, the way he played, I think that was borne out.
Eight.
Just overran that cue ball. I thought for a moment there he might not have had a shot at this pin, because of course as a left-hander he's on the good side of the table for him. But he's got more angle on it than he would have liked. It's quite a routine positional shot that he's just nearly messed up. It meant he had to do a little more with the cue ball. So he just ran slightly out of position for a moment.
14.
He's just made life slightly more difficult for himself now. A little glance to a red which was in play has just pushed it safe against another. I mean, it was some visit should he go on to win the frame here with how these balls are now situated. But he made a ton against me in Saudi when there was 20 points available when he came to the table. It was one of those where you sat in your seat expecting to come back pretty soon, and he managed to solve the problem. Can he do the same here?
22. Twenty-seven.
Well, there's a big groan there, wasn't there, from the audience? There was a lot of work still to be done, but he's missed that one, so Selby still in front.
Now he's got a good chance here to thin off the red by the black spot. 3 cushions round, get the cue ball green side of the balk area. That way he can control the object balls, do a little damage to them. And again, it's just a very well executed safety shot.
Surely not the black. No, he has hit a red. Yeah, it's well judged, actually. It is a very interesting matchup, just the personalities. You've got someone who plays every match like it's life and death, and someone who plays every match like he's not got a care in the world. So which philosophy is going to prevail?
Yeah, it's very true, and it does just underline how there's no right or wrong way to play this game, is there? There's no 2 players that are the same. Everyone emotionally is very different, and everyone's outlook on the game is very different. Of course, Mark Selby, one of the greatest players. Zhao Tong, a champion UK champion, world champion, German Masters champion. But polar opposites on the table. It's almost a battle between fire and ice today. The fire of Zhao Xintong's unbelievable natural talent and potting ability, and the ice-cold Mark Selby. And I really do believe there is ice running through his veins. We've seen it so often down the years.
One.
Well, that's the only red that pots as it stands, so if you look at the table now, if he wins the frame from here, it's going to be some break, but he'll do his best to work out the puzzle.
Seven. Eight.
Well, he does have an angle on this pink. Just wonder what he can do with it. Not sure if any of the reds pot. That's why he had to play the little cannon, and that is beautifully played.
$14.
Just a perfect demonstration there of control from Mark Selby. Judged the cannon to perfection.
$15.
But he didn't judge that one as well as he could have, wanting to avoid the two reds, back out for the pink, so looks to be end of break. 21 points in front. There's no way Mark Selby will be pushing the boat out, I can assure you. Be looking here to not only get a good cue ball, but maybe push a colour safe for a bit of insurance.
Group ball.
Yeah, and that's another example of Selby. He was disappointed, of course, not to get on the pink, but many a player there would have just quickly played the cue ball down to bulk in frustration. He just thought about what he was doing, put a ball safe. So 21 points in this second frame.
Well, Mark may be forced into taking the red on unless he can get through to a thin edge of the reds by the pink. He certainly can't get to the left side of them. Now that red on the right side will be staring at Mark Selby, but he's not often tempted. Doesn't need to push the boat out, in control of this frame. Could get through to the edge of that red, and that's a much better shot. Well, could be a similar sort of shot available to Mark here. Possibility of the cross double. The red could go close. Again, he points his cue as to where he wants to leave that cue ball. Up in the balk area, trying to put Zhao in trouble, but depending on the contact, he could go close to potting this red. He's caught it too thick. And it's not a bad line again. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, we're only halfway through the second frame, really, and already Mark Selby putting Zhao in a world of pain. Could be a long day for him.
Meanwhile, it's 2-0 to Yizza over Barry Hawkins. So he's now actually, of course, won 8 frames in a row. He won the last 6 against Trump.
Just wonder if Zhao can attempt this red and thread the cue ball between the 2 reds on the top cushion. Back to balk. Brown waiting. Yeah, he could do.
1.
And that was Mark Selby's concern as he sort of trudged back to the balk area. He knew that he'd just caught the safety shot a little too thick. Cue ball didn't travel. And that just allowed Zhao to play that shot. It was a free shot. By no means a straightforward chance, but it is a chance.
Five. 6.
He's played that shot particularly well. He's perfect on this pink to get in behind this red. Now, doesn't want to be dead straight on it. A little angle will be perfect. It's not ideal. Okay, he can drop the red in and then drop the black in, but what value is that to him in terms of getting from black to yellow? Might need to inject a little bit of pace on this cue ball, try and get out for the pink. Well, someone really enjoyed that one. This is such a horrible shot for Zhao. It's pink into middle. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, that really is as good as you'll see.
19.
He's cued that so well. He made that look ridiculously easy, as if it was over the pocket.
21.
That was so missable. Now, chance to lift the blue as well. Well, one more good pot needed for Zhao. This has been a fabulous clearance up until this point. This brown is frame ball pretty much, but he's missed it.
Zhao 24.
Well, he did so well to get that far, but as you say, that seemed like the last hurdle, and he hasn't cleared it. See Selby sort of living every second of this, pointing his cue, desperate to make sure he's getting balls safe, which is understandable because he played one for him, quite lacked safety, and of course it could have cost him the frame. Zhao Tong potted the initial red, got down to this brown. Crowd living every moment as well. Thought the black was in there.
Just wonder if that black will play a big part in the safety exchange that is about to come now, being over that right corner pocket. Just gives the players almost a free opportunity to send the brown to somewhere where it is now without any real need to get it tight on this top cushion, because it won't go past the black, so it may play a part. And it really is all about the brown, because blue and pink in open play, you feel whoever pots this brown will get first chance to pot the blue and with it win the frame. Well, that's a good safety shot that Zhao has found, forcing Mark to come off the one cushion route. And I don't think there's anyone better at not only escaping from snookers, but getting the object ball safe. But this time, he hasn't got it safe. Very nearly ran on. Can Zhao be tempted to pot this brown? It's a little thinner than it looks on screen, actually. It's a shot he's got to go for. Yeah, good pot.
Blue and pink then to level the match. Yeah, it's already a fascinating sort of battle of wits between these two. Two very different players, both great players. And Zhao Tong understandably getting a lot. Zhao Tong getting frame 3 of a possible 11 underway, 1 each with Mark Selby. Good frame to win in the end, that second one, because Selby was looking good early on. The winner, of course, plays either Wu Yize or Barry Hawkins. It's 2-0 there to Wu Yize. very busy time in the season. Both these players will be at the Champion of Champions in Leicester next week. And of course, they're both in the... In fact, Selby's not in the in the Golden Ball event, is he? He just missed out. But Zhao Xingtong's in it, and of course they'll both be in the UK Championship.
Yeah, of course, being on the road for such long periods of times, it's actually tough to do a lot of practice in between. But of course, these players so often go deep in tournaments that I suppose their practice is done on the match table. They don't need to spend as much time working on their game, doing solo practice, because it's always in pretty good shape. They're always match sharp.